Hey, YouTubers, Duane Richins here, door-to-door realtor. Wanted to take a few minutes and just answer some questions. I get a lot of people that are wanting to reach out to me, and I filled questions left and right. I would love to take some time to answer some questions of those that are on there. It's 1:15 Mountain Standard Time. As people jump on, I'd love to hear what things you're dealing with in the real estate market, what changes you're making to make sure you're successful in a buyer's market, in a seller's market, in a market where you're brand new. And so, got one person just jumped on. As you come on, you guys, please ask any questions. Tell me what you're dealing with real estate. And I would love to just field some of those questions for you and help you get to that next level. So, as you look at real estate, it's really not about being able to thrive in a certain market, because in reality, any market you're in, you can be successful. So, buyer's market, crazy opportunities for helping people get into the homes when they can afford them better. Investment properties are phenomenal at that point. In a seller's market, I love selling in a seller's market because all the listings fly off the shelf. And all you have to do is strategize, learn how to win the offer, and you win every time, which is best done just by selling the other agent that you're the one that they want to work with and that you have the best offer. And it's a question-based selling tip that you're going to learn how to negotiate with the other agent as much as your own clients. So selling real estate is not hard, you guys. It's just a matter of asking questions and being able to know when to ask them, how to ask them, and what to do. So there's 3 people on. Tell me, Q&A, this is what this is all about. What questions do you have about real estate right now, and how can I help you advance to get to the next level of your business and start making a lot more money? No questions yet. So type those in the chat box. Love to chat with you about those. But I think some of the biggest things that I'm going to be filming this week, and if you have topics you want me to film on, let me know, is becoming a full-time agent. We have a lot of people that are part-time, and they're part-time because they're scared to make that plunge into becoming a full-time agent. The reason is it's scary, and you have to really dive in head first. If you're going to do this, you've got to go in head first and burn the boats. If your foot's halfway in real estate and halfway in your permanent job, you're not going to get where you need to be. Now, just remember, most people that work on an hourly wage don't make near as much as the person that sells for a living. So as you think about getting into being an entrepreneur and doing this full time, it's worth the effort. So you take a person that makes $40 an hour, and that's a really high hourly wage. That means if they work an 80-hour work week, they're making $3,200. So that $3,200, if you times that by 2, because they're getting 2 paychecks, they're getting $6,400. Now, out of that $6,400, making $40 an hour, you guys, crazy. How much of that are they going to walk away with after taxes? Probably less than $4,000. So out of $4,000, if you're making $4,000 times by 12 months, you're making $48,000 at a job where you're making $40 an hour. And that's walk away in my pocket, $48,000. Now think about real estate. I knock on one door, I pick up one client that allows me to buy and sell with them. And the average commission is $15,000. So I'm making $30,000 off this client. And all of that I get to keep, because then I know how to work the system with taxes and all of the other things it's not really even working the system. It's simply using your 1099 abilities and your write-offs as a business owner to help you not pay as much in taxes. So I've got some people chiming in now. Thank you. Appreciate it. Question. Hey, Duane, I've been door knocking in the Los Angeles area. I've got like 5 coaching clients and people on my team in LA. They love it. I only have about an hour to knock in the mornings because of my day job. How long should I wait before going back to the same street again? Great question. First things first, listen to the first part of this thing that I'm just talking about right now is get rid of that day job. Because in reality, if you can go out and make as much with 1 or 2 clients as you're making on the day job, get rid of it. Force yourself to knock doors full time, and you will not turn back. I'm telling you right now, if you will go hard full time in real estate and do door to door and do things other people won't, you'll never worry about finances again. So to answer your question, if you're only knocking an hour a day, you're not talking to very many people. And so I don't care how often you go back, you're not going to bug those people. But typically on my coaching students and people that I have in my real estate team, I'm telling them to knock hard 8 hours a day, stay on 4 streets for about a week and a half, and then wait about 2 months and go back and do it again. 2 to 3 months is when you want to go back and revisit. Now, you're not going to go back with the same pitch. So don't knock on the door and say, hey, my name is Duane with EXP. And did your neighbors tell you I was going to stop by? You're going to use stuff that you've already learned about them, like their names, different things that they're doing, work, whatever, and address them. Hey, Steve, I came by a couple months ago. I'm not here to bug you about buying or selling a house. I just want to give you some updates on what the market is doing in this area, some of the homes that have sold, and also tell you about some cool events that I'm doing and invite you to some of our events. And that's basically all you're there to do, is just update, talk to them about the market, talk to them about real interest rates, talk to them about different things that are happening in the market. And if you'll do that, you're going to win. You're going to win big. Okay. So Mohammed, you ask when to hire an assistant and what to outsource. Oh my gosh. Mohammed, great question. You should hire an assistant today. I had one of my clients on the phone this morning that's in my on my real estate team, and he said, I have spent the last week and a half going through SkySlope, which is EXP's system for writing offers. And I said, why are you doing that? And he's like, well, I need to learn how to write an offer once I get this deal and be able to do this. And I said, you know what? I've been with EXP for a while now. I've never been in SkySlope. And he started laughing. He's like, so what are you doing? I was like, what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm prospecting. I'm bringing in income. You hire assistants to do everything. So what should you outsource? Showings. You should never be doing showings. Hire somebody to do all your showings. I pay $25 a door for someone to open the door for me. Next, you want to hire an assistant to do all your paperwork. So buyer broker agreements, exclusive right to sells, all of your offers. I don't write any of those. Have someone doing all your paperwork for you so that you're able to focus on the most important thing that is in your business, which is prospecting. There should never, ever in your business be a time in which you spend the majority of your time doing busy work, even marketing, even email campaigns. All of that should be done by an administrative assistant. So your number one job as a real estate salesperson is to get in front of people and close them. And if you're not doing that, you're missing out on oodles of money. So Mohammed, that's the next step for you, is get out there and prospect. That's it. And get to where you're hitting 250 contacts a week. It's 50 a day, 5 days a week, asking people if they ever thought about buying or selling real estate or investing in real estate. So hopefully that answers your question. Anthony, thanks for chiming in. What do you recommend when looking for neighborhoods to knock? Anthony, that's a great question. I've covered that on some of my YouTube stuff. Go watch those videos, but I'm going to tell you again anyway. You're looking for high turnover. You're looking for areas that transition very quickly. Why? Because they're going to have more people selling. Now, so what I tell a lot of my coaching clients and people on my team is townhomes and condos are phenomenal. The price points are typically in the $300,000 to $400,000 range. They're starter homes. They're not something they're going to live in forever. The average person lives in those type of communities for about 2 to 3 years. That's it. And you're talking 5 to 7 years for a home. So once you're in that area and you dominate that area, you will pick up a whole bunch of business. My first month in real estate, I sold 10 homes. Guess what? They were all townhomes. And I sold them all in the same subdivision. So as I started selling those, they became very, very common. And to know Duane Richins is the guy that's selling all these townhomes. And so people started reaching out to me to sell those. So get in an area where there's a lot of turnover and then help them make sense. And that's all I did. I'd literally knock on the door and they're like, hey, my name's Duane. They're like, I know you're selling all of our neighbors' houses. And I was like, have you talked to them about why it's made sense for them to do this? And then I literally am able to walk them through the steps. So townhomes also transition. When they transition from a townhome, they go to a starter home. So if they're selling a $400,000 townhome, they're buying a $600,000 home as their first starter. Right there, you're $1 million in real estate. That's $30,000 in commission. The cool thing about that is they're not going to stay in that starter home forever. They're then going to move to a nicer home and then the forever home. So I'm literally getting 6 transactions out of these people when I start in that lower area where the transition rate is way higher. So if you're looking for a place to be, you need to be in townhomes, condos, starter homes, but make that your bread and butter where you start and then dominate those areas. Stay in there and make sure that they know who you are and that you're the best. So great question. Mohammed, best way to manage houses and contact data? Great question. So because I run a door-to-door team and coach door-to-door, I have connections through Sales Rabbit. And we use Sales Rabbit. I get great discounts and offers through them. They're a door-to-door knocking app, which then allows you to input all of the data that you gather while you're on the door and then be able to use that to follow back up, create reminders, checklists, all of those things. So for sure, I'd say Sales Rabbit's a great place to look for a door knocking app. And I should record a video on that. So I'm going to write that down. All right, other questions? Awesome being on here, you guys. I'm telling you, if you can really master the art of door-to-door sales, there is never a better time to get into it and really master it because you'll have unlimited contacts. You'll be able to talk to more people than you can shake a stick at. I'm holding a door-to-door boot camp that's going to be coming up. I believe it's on the 25th. And so if you haven't signed up for that, it's $49. Sign up for that. There's a question-based selling course that's phenomenal that'll teach you all the questions. I will have your first 90 days in real estate coming out pretty soon. That'll be another course. And then we've got a objection handling course that's going to be coming out as well. So make sure that you're staying in tune with all these things and learning and growing and applying it. Anthony asked, the issue I'm having, tons of townhomes I go to door knock will have no soliciting signs at the entrance of the neighborhoods. What do you usually do about those? That's hard because if you get an HOA president in there that's nasty, or if you get people in there that's nasty, it makes it difficult to, stay there very long without having them call the cops on you or saying, getting on websites through their HOA page and blasting it out to everybody saying, hey, this guy's going door to door. He shouldn't be. And then they won't give you the time of day. So try to find ones that don't have the door-to-door soliciting signs. If you have to, bump up to the next step and get into a regular house community where it's just a standalone home that doesn't have the HOA, doesn't have all the no solicitings for the subdivision, and just start with starter homes at that point. But that's a great question. Mohammed asked, any other software or tools that you find helpful? Honestly, for the longest time, Mohammed, I use just my phone. And I don't carry stuff around with me. I don't carry flyers and business cards and all these other things. I literally just carried around my phone, pulled up the notes tab. You can get so lost in real estate with finding all these systems, tricks, and tips and stuff you can buy that you get so busy in CRMs and other programs and all these other data that it costs you more money than it does if you just get out there and knock and don't have excuses, but just get out there and pound the doors. So my advice to you, Muhammad, would be just go do it. I don't care how you write it down. Just go do it. Get in front of people. Ask them if they want to buy real estate, if they want to sell real estate, if they want to invest in real estate, and then make sure you're the person they choose. Okay. All right, guys, what other questions do you have? Down to 7 people. Everybody's working today. If you guys haven't been to my website, www.reald2d.com, go check that out. And then got a couple questions here. Good. Quan, in my country, in Europe, homes rotation is very low, not like in the EEU. Is D2D the way to go? Absolutely. So you'll want to, so I've got a couple of clients that have been in my coaching programs in London, and phenomenal place to go knock doors because they don't get as much transition. Homes are expensive. And so I would say for sure to go and, knock doors, get in front of people, become face-to-face, interact with them, help them overcome their objections, find who's looking, buying, selling, because you're not going to get that interaction any other way. So door-to-door is by far the very best way you're going to be able to engage and interact and be able to close people at a high level. So my advice to you, Juan, is definitely get out there and knock doors and, follow up on a lot of my YouTube stuff that I'm putting out there. because we can teach you the tips that you need to be crazy successful at door-to-door real estate. Mohammed, best gift ideas to take with us. I'm not sure what you're asking there. I don't think you should take anything with you other than your knowledge. The best gift you could give them is the knowledge that you have, and save them a ton of money when buying or selling real estate. Because literally, if you know the market and you know how to take them to the next level and save them hundreds of thousands of dollars, that's the best gift you could give them. Don't go spend your money on other things. That's not important to them. Spend your time and effort making you the very best agent out there, and then give them that gift, because in reality, that's what they're looking for. Whips, how do you explain the appreciation rates and percentages to prospects? Great question. Appreciation rates. If you haven't been on Keeping Current Matters, I would get on that website, KCM. Get on there and find out what the appreciation rates are. Okay. So as you look at appreciation since 1991, the average appreciation rate in the United States has been 265%. So think of that. That is crazy, the amount of appreciation that people have received over time. Now, what investment could you do ever that you're going to get that kind of appreciation? And here's the crazy thing. Know this, you're not just getting appreciation on the money you put into a house. So if you put $50,000 on a down payment into a house and it's a $300,000 house, you're getting appreciation on the full $300,000, not just the $50,000 you put in. Now, what happens when you go put $50,000 into the stock market? You're going to get appreciation on the $50,000 you put in. So help people understand that, okay? And know that that is the very, very best place to put their money. Now, when you're talking about like the percentages, it's super easy to explain to them, hey, if you had a $500,000 house and it appreciated at 10%, how much money would you make each year? And you do 10 times 5, it's going to be $50,000. That's the best way, just to keep it simple. You guys have heard the acronym KISS, right? Keep it simple, stupid. And just make sure that you're keeping it super simple so that clients don't feel they're being baffled, or that they're having to, be tricked into coming up with the right answer. Make sure you keep it so simple that all they have to do is just respond back. Okay. So great question. Other questions? I'd love to chat with any of you guys. If you're interested in the coaching program, if you're interested in our team, I would love to chat with you about how we're helping agents excel and progress to get to those newer levels and to perform at a really, really high level. Because in reality, all it takes is just for you to go out, be aggressive, hunt, and to learn your trade, because it takes 10,000 hours to be a professional at anything you do. If you haven't put in the 10,000 hours, if you're not changing consistently what you're doing to be the best at what you're at, you're not going to ever get there. So I would say make sure that you're consistently changing. Your frequency is very, very sharp to where you're changing what you need to change to make sure you're ready to win the battle. Because I think as we get into real estate, a lot of real estate agents will go out of business cold calling and doing the things they're doing right now. Cold calling is a thing of the past. It's not as productive as it ever has been. It's sphere of influence. You look at that, people are just not going to work with people that aren't successful in the highest realm. So the best advice I could say to you guys is get out there and kill it with learning how to question-based sell, kill it as a real estate professional, kill it at your trade, and make yourself the very best option that anybody could ever go with. And that's who they're going to go with. Those are the agents that are going to make it in a real estate market that is changing ever so quickly, and where we're becoming more of a digital world. We are always going to be needed. They can't replace us as real estate agents, but they're only going to be working with the best. So if you're not going to go be the best, you better fix something real quick. Okay, I'm getting some other questions coming in. David Russell, appreciate the comment. Hey, Duane, just got my license and I've knocked doors, about 480 doors last week. Got about 5 leads. What the heck do I do if someone says yes at the door? David, I love it, dude. Brand new agent, I would say probably doesn't know a ton about door-to-door sales and knocked 480 doors. This is what I'm talking about. Dave Russell. Well done, dude. If someone says yes to the door, I actually love no's, but if they say yes, walk them through the process. Walk them through the steps of what it looks like, and then don't count that as a yes. You want to get 5 more yeses from them, so continue to close them and help them get to where they can feel super, super confident in you through your knowledge and experience. And 2, make sure that they are solidified on buying real estate. Even though they told you yes right from the start, make sure they understand why they want to do it. Because once they are solid in 5 or 6 different reasons of why they want to buy, why they want to do it, that's when they're going to close. Too often we get a yes, and then we try to close, and they say, oh, great, yeah, send us some homes, and then they ghost you, and you never hear from them again. It's because they weren't sold. They just told you yes because they wanted to be nice to you. So David, work through all of those questions with them. Still continue to ask them a ton of questions and help them understand why they need to buy real estate, when it's the best time, why they should use you, David, as their real estate agent, why you're the best, even though you're a brand new agent. And by doing those things, you will succeed. So Whips 8, any good sales books recommendations? You guys, I'm actually writing a book right now. We're going to get a book written on door-to-door sales, which is going to be awesome. So we're in the process of building that book out for you, but question-based selling book, the best one that I think I've ever read is Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. That one is incredible. If you haven't read that, I would say definitely go get that book. I've read it probably 15 times. I absolutely love it. Any tips after signing a contract with a seller, how to sell their home fast? So Muhammad, it depends on what market you're in, but the key factor is going to be listing it right at the right price. Don't overprice it. 2, make sure you don't put a ton of pictures on the website. Too often in a digital world, we're blasting the websites with 40 to 50 pictures. You just can't do that and expect to get people in the house, because they can comb through and look at all the pictures and go, oh my gosh, yeah, I don't like this wall, or I don't like the layout of this, and they don't go look at the house. So do minimal pictures and help market the heck out of that. Then from there, do open houses, door knock all the way around it, find buyers, get out there and get hungry to find the buyers for your sellers. 40% of the time you'll find a buyer from within the neighborhood through someone that lives there. So make sure you're capitalizing on that. And then I'm honestly over 25% of the time, I'm personally finding the buyer. So make sure you're shooting video, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn walkthroughs of the house. Do things that other people just don't do to market the homes. So, but it all depends on what kind of market you're in. But yes, definitely push hard. And if you want more tips on that, there's some other stuff on there. You can reach out to me directly. Dan Springer, Duane, you said that you would carry nothing when going knocking doors. So no contracts? Heck no. I don't have any contracts, you guys. In fact, I don't ever make them sign a buyer broker agreement until I'm writing an offer on a house. What is the last thing you want to do is force them into a contract that they're not comfortable signing when you haven't done your job to represent them as an agent, when they don't know you, and when you haven't worked hard enough to earn a commission. That's like having the waiter at the restaurant say, hey, can I get my tip before I serve you? No, that's not going to happen. So listing agreements, buyer agreements, all that stuff have to come directly from my showing assistant or my administrative assistant. They send out all my documentation after. Okay. And I don't ever go for a listing of paperwork signed until after I put them under contract on a buy. And that is the easiest list that you've ever had. Okay. Whips, you're reading that book right now. Second read. That's awesome. Anthony, any outfit recommendations you've noticed will give better results when knocking? Yes. Be as clean cut as you can. If you have tattoos, cover them up. If you have piercings, take them out. If you are in business attire, you're going to get a lot more people to look at you, talk to you, respect you. Unfortunately, in a world we live in, too many people judge. And I know there's so many good people out there that choose to represent themselves in different ways, which is awesome. But unfortunately, in sales world, they get judged very, very quickly, and they lose trust immediately when you got someone at your door that may not dress like you or present themselves like you. They may have pink hair, blue hair, nose rings, or gauged earrings, or all these different things. It could cost you a lot of money. Even long hair for men, that's another thing that could cost you a lot of money. And so that being said, as far as dress, be as professional as you can. Nike golf pants for me, Nike dry fit shirts that they breathe really, really well. If it's winter, I'm going to have on thermals. I'm going to have on, slacks still, but I'm always going to be in slacks, and I'm always going to be in a button-up shirt like this, or I don't go all the way. I'm never going to wear a tie. So don't wear a tie. Don't get that formal that you're uncomfortable, but definitely dress for success, and you will find that success. Guys, great questions. Keep them coming. What do you call a contact, Emmett? A contact is, have you ever considered buying, selling, or investing in real estate? And you need to have about 250 of those contacts a week. So we're talking 1,000 contacts a month, you guys. If you'll do that consistently, you will never, ever hurt for money. So get really good at prospecting. And that's really where all of this boils down. All right, guys, I'm going to give it about 4 more minutes. What other questions do you guys have? I'd say the biggest thing that I would tell you guys, new agents, old agents, if you're not performing at the level you need to be performing at, the best education you could get and the best investment you could get is investing in yourself. Because too often we look at it and we go, oh my gosh, it's so expensive to hire an assistant. It's so expensive to hire a showing assistant. It's so expensive to pay for coaching or to get on a team. But 0% of zero is zero every time. So make sure that you invest in yourself. People that go to college invest tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to get them to the education level and to get them to where they can produce a massive amount of money. So if you're not currently invested in yourself, get invested. And it doesn't take money to do it. You can get on a team. I have a real estate team where I can coach you the door to door and teach you all the things you need to know to get to that next level. And it's a percentage of what you sell, right? So I take 30% and it caps at $10,000 to be on my team. Now, doing that, you need to sell 2 or 3 houses. And if you're not doing that in a few months, we have problems. You're not listening to what I'm teaching you. So that being said, invest. Get into a system that's going to help you get to that next level. I've got agents all over the US on my team, and it's phenomenal to teach them the different markets and the whys and the hows and how to engage, how to interact. I have a lot of them sending me recordings of them going door to door, and I can say, hey, listen to how long you talked without asking a question. Right here, you missed a huge opportunity. You forgot to ask here that would have directed them, and they gave you the perfect segue and window to be able to do that. So guys, I'm telling you right now, invest in yourselves. You will never, ever regret it. And it will cause you to make 10 times more money than you've ever made in the past. A couple of questions came in. Appreciate the advice. What do you do about Ring doorbells? Go watch my YouTube video on that one. I talk about Ring doorbells. Don't be scared of Ring doorbells. Walk up, wave at the camera, and connect with them on the doorbell camera. Too many people avoid them, shy away from them, but make sure you do not worry about any of that stuff. Connect with the people right there. Have them come to the door. Have them want to talk to you. And so, and be confident enough that you feel like you can bring them to the door through a doorbell camera. So definitely don't shy away from doorbell cameras. Go watch my YouTube video on that. It's about 7 minutes long, but it'll explain a lot of that stuff. Amit, most of the people that I knock on their doors say that this is their forever home. You're in the wrong area. If you're knocking in an area where they're saying this is your forever home, get out of that area, right? Because that means, and the way you know that is pull up on your MLS how many homes are transitioning in the area you're knocking. If you're getting like 3 or 4 homes every 5 years in a subdivision, that's not the area you want to be. You want to be where they're getting 100 homes, a year out of a subdivision, or 200 homes every 5 years out of a subdivision. Build a big enough marketplace where you can stay put forever, and that's where you're going to make your money. Whips, when will your book be out, and how can we get it? So currently working on it. I still need to put in more effort on getting that recorded and put out. But the big thing is, I'm hoping to have it out by Christmas. And then it'll be on Amazon. It's going to be, I'm going to start doing a bunch of live seminars where people can fly in and go to different seminars. I'm going to do some retreats. If you guys like to ski, I'm going to do some retreats in Utah where you can fly in, go skiing, and we'll rent out a cabin for 3 days and just hammer out door-to-door sales and help people just learn as massive amounts as they can. And of course, write all their fun trip off to Utah on their taxes. So that's going to be an opportunity here in the near future. Dan, what do you think is a reasonable expectation for a non-sales superstar given, say, 1,000 contacts a month? I think you should be closing at least 3 to 4 homes a month at 1,000 contacts a month. And if you're not, you need to come join my program, because I am so confident I can get you closing 3 to 4 homes a month if you're willing to do the work. If you guys watched the Brandon Mulrennan show that I did, I had an agent that sells over 30 million a year. And he honestly just wrote it down on a recipe card. And then he read it verbatim. So someone said, hey, my aunt's a real estate. He's like, hold on a second. Pulls out of his pocket, thumbs through, finds the card that says, my family member's a real estate agent. And then he starts asking these questions. He says, sorry, I'm new. And then engages with them. He's now selling $30 million a year in real estate just because he learned the right things to say, when to say them, how to say them. And I taught him all of those steps. So yes, Dan, get out there, club it, go knock doors and learn. But the biggest thing is learn. If you go out there and do the same thing over and over and make the same mistakes over and over again, it's insanity. You are going to fail because you're not changing what you need to change to get you where you need to be. So yes, for sure. Emmett, you have teams in Portland, Oregon. Absolutely. Yes, we can bring you on in Portland. I've actually knocked Portland. So got a lot of solar buddies that I know of up that way. And so door-to-door is great in Portland. You guys have phenomenal weather. You can get rid of some of that rain. But no, it's definitely a great place to go knock. So guys, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate you being on today. But please reach out to me. I'm going to throw my number in the chat. If you guys have questions, call me. If you're curious about the coaching stuff that we do or getting on my team, I would love to chat with you. If you go to my website, there's also some great courses you guys can look at that aren't expensive. I'm doing a door-to-door boot camp that's $50. Why in the world would you not get that? It's going to be a lot of Q&A. There's some question-based selling courses that are phenomenal that will help people just alone off of that get their business to spike and put more deals under contract. But guys, I really appreciate you being here. I love being able to teach and train and help people learn real estate. I think one of the biggest things that hits home right here is when I get comments from people that said, hey, I've already closed my first deals just watching the information you're putting out on YouTube. Guys, I'm not candy coating anything. I'm very blunt and direct. I give you guys all of the information that I have because I want to see you succeed. So keep watching and subscribe, share it with all your friends, family members that are in real estate, anybody that wants to learn how to get to the next level. I'd love to be that guy to help them do that. So once again, thanks you guys. Write down my number, call me, and go to our website, check out those things. I can put my email down as well. So guys, look forward to hearing from you. Any other last questions before I sign off? I just don't want to bore you to death. I'm going to film some 4 or 5 videos today to put on YouTube. But if you guys have any last minute questions you're dying for me to answer, I would love to do that for you. Just chat them up real quick. All right, folks, looks like we're set. So have a great day today. Get out and knock some doors and close some people. Talk to you soon, guys. We'll see you.